An Oklahoma district attorney said solutions to violent crimes come well before incarcerations. Mike Fields, who presides over District 4, discussed the path leading up to most violent crimes during a Zoom interview and said teachers are very accurate in predicting who is at risk of being offenders.
It's alarming how predictive those teachers will be, and there are any host of factors that go into those educators being able to see that. But to me, most prominently, it's those children exposure to trauma.
According to the Annie E. Casey Foundation Kids Count Data Center, there are more than 15,000 confirmed Oklahoma cases of child abuse and neglect in 2019. More than 500 of those were in Payne County. Many of these children may be at risk of becoming adults who use violence to interact with others.
They have to get to someone who can connect them with these resources, with the counseling resources, with the substance abuse. As flawed human beings, anytime two flawed human beings enter into any sort of relationship with each other, there's going to be conflict, because none of us has purely or entirely righteous motives in anything that we do. And so learning how to address that conflict, learning to identify when you're beginning to escalate.
He said the criminal justice reform needs to look at more than just how many are incarcerated.
Because we've got to look far upstream from that number, that number of how many people we have in prison. We've got to look far upstream from there and ask ourselves some tough questions. Okay, so how is it that these people ended up where they were? Let's take a look at the educational opportunities that they had as young people. Let's take a look at the trauma in their lives and whether there were anybody at any point along the way that helped them process that, to help them try and undo that.
If you're having thoughts of hurting yourself or someone else, there are plenty of resources in Oklahoma, including the two listed here.